hunting or personal protection for yourself or your family. In my home, we hunt and have guns for personal protection. Even my 3 children, ages ranging from 5 to 9, are being educated on gun safety. My oldest son, Jason, who is currently 9, is the most proficient. He is being taught proper handling and shooting from myself and my husband, who is his father. According to the Iowa Department of Natural Resources, the DNR, last updated December 16th, 2019, a person who is 11 years old or older should enroll in a safety course, and if they are 11 at the time the course is completed, they'll still receive their certificate, and it will become valid on the person's 12th birthday. Jason will be 10 in a few short months, so within the next year, he too will be enrolled in a safety course. I am now going to have Jason demonstrate a 12-gauge shotgun. A 20-gauge shotgun. He'll be showing us the proper way to hold a gun and where the safety is located. Jason, can you please show the proper way of holding a gun? And where is the safety located?
Right here.
Can you click it on and off? Thank you. So he has demonstrated the proper way of holding a gun and where the safety is located. Based on the classroom questionnaire, I found that most of the class has a good idea of what the intent of the Second Amendment is, the right to keep and bear arms. The questionnaire also indicated that each student mostly felt that guns and ammunition should be kept out of the reach of any children in the home. We'll cover who the Second Amendment affects, who can get guns, and why you should support the right to keep and bear arms. First, let's explore some controversy around the Second Amendment so we can better understand the problem. The Second Amendment, according to the United States Constitution, revised in 1992, states, "A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed." There has been a couple of interpretations of the amendment. Per Heather Punt, last edited in 2015, the first interpretation is some people believe the amendment only means is martial, and that it ensures continued funding and arming of state militias. The second interpretation is that its ideal resonates direct rights to an individual to keep and bear arms. My belief is that the amendment is for the individual, not just state militias. Look at the recent Texas shooting. An article by Ralph Ellis, updated December of 2019, there was a man in White Settlement, Texas, who sat down in a church and then stood during service and shot and killed 2 people before being killed himself by a legal, gun-owning, and carrying parishioner. Now that we see what a couple interpretations are, let's look at what could be changed to help prevent a similar incident. There are current laws in place that allow an individual to keep and bear arms. Instead of revoking these laws, they need to be more strictly enforced. According to an Audubon County, Iowa website, any gun should be secured with a trigger lock or in a securely locked container, or by placing the gun in a place where a reasonable person would believe it's secure from any minors who may be in the home. In order to purchase a rifle or shotgun, an individual must be at least 18 years of age. This includes the purchase of ammunition. This is not to say that those under 18 cannot possess or lawfully use a rifle or shotgun, but to do so, they must be allowed by their parent or guardian who is at least 18. To purchase a handgun, the individual must be at least 21 years of age and have applied and been approved for a purchaser's permit. However, the laws for someone under 21 to possess or shoot a handgun are not quite the same as that of a rifle or shotgun. Although there are age requirements to purchase and even possess and lawfully use a gun, there are still people who manage to obtain guns. These people are not going through legal channels to get possession. They are buying their guns from someone off the street, not through a store that's allowed to sell and check IDs and have proper paperwork filled out. We need to enforce no private sales of rifles, shotguns, or handguns, and only allow those sales through the appropriate stores that complete the required paperwork. We've now covered the laws pertaining to the purchase and lawful use of guns and how that could be changed. Let's now look at the benefits and this change allowing each of us to keep our right to bear arms. The change of prohibiting private sales of firearms could have prevented some of these public shootings that have occurred. Remember the Texas shooting I mentioned earlier? Within seconds of that man shooting those two individuals, a law-abiding citizen who was carrying a concealed gun eliminated the threat. If my idea were to be implemented, we could help protect each other. It would not 100% get the guns out of the hands of those who shouldn't have them, but it would more than certainly reduce the numbers. To more strictly enforce laws that prohibit the private sale of firearms would greatly reduce the bad guys from being able to access these weapons. It would also help prevent the government from taking the guns from those of us who do purchase through the legal means. Now that we've talked about what changing or revising the laws could do, let's see what you can do to help implement these changes. I'd like for each and every one of you to write to your congressmen and women, thinking back on the Texas shooting. If there was not a law-abiding concealed carry gun owner in that church, how many more lives would have been lost that day? Think about that for a minute. He managed to kill 2 people, and the law-abiding citizen eliminated the shooter within 6 seconds of the first shots. The police cannot even arrive within 6 seconds. If we don't get this changed, we as law-abiding citizens could lose our right to keep and bear arms and help protect each other. If each of you could write to your governor or congressmen and women and let each of them know that you believe the laws should be amended and more strictly enforced on prohibiting the private sale of firearms, to get that little change, it would reduce the number of people who should not be able to obtain firearms from getting them. We should also continue to educate each other, and if we can't, advise another to get educated on safety and laws of gun ownership. We each need to think about the use of firearms and what they mean to us. Do you use a shotgun or a rifle to hunt? Do you have a handgun in your home for protection? We covered today the controversy of the Second Amendment, who can get guns, and why you should support the right to keep and bear arms. I ask that each of you write to someone in your state that matters and tell them you believe that this one small change should be made. I believe it'll make a world of a difference. If we all write to our statesmen and women, it could prevent all of us from losing our right to keep and bear arms. To use for hunting and self or family protection, it could even help the person next to you in a grocery store. If you were legal and able to carry a weapon outside your home. Again, please write to your statesmen and women. It could really make our state a safer place.